Ladies and gentlemen, the time has finally come for WWE Backlash. Sorry, I feel like you always have to add a little emphasis on Backlash with the meme that goes around every year, and rightfully so, because it's a meme that's going to live on forever and ever. And if there's one thing that I love, it is a good meme. So, let's talk about Backlash 2026. I was really hoping that post WrestleMania things in the WWE would kind of even themselves out a little bit and we would kind of maybe get off of this roller coaster of a ride that we were on for most of the road to WrestleMania, and we haven't gotten that at all. While post WrestleMania hasn't necessarily been as crazy or wild as the road to WrestleMania was, it still has been pretty dang bumpy. So I'm really curious to see what WWE can do with this year's Backlash, considering at the time I'm making this video, there's only 5 matches. So maybe we get one added on SmackDown, maybe we don't. I don't really know. Honestly, I'm kind of tired of trying to predict WWE's next move because no one really knows what direction they're going in right now. But all that stuff aside, let's talk about the match card for Backlash 2026. If you're not familiar with how these preview videos work, it's a really simple concept. I go through the match card of the upcoming WWE PLE. I give my thoughts and opinions on who I think is going to win, who I think is going to lose, what stories could come from these matches. And real quickly, before we get too far ahead in the video, I want to say that if you are a WWE fan, consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. That is all we post is WWE related content, so if you are a WWE fan, again, consider subscribing. It's free. You can always change your mind later. So let's start off by talking about the only women's match on this year's Backlash card, Io Sky versus Asuka. Now, I'm excited for this match because the match should be a really, really freaking good match. However, I don't really care about the match anymore. And I say that because the main piece of the story of this feud between Io Sky and Asuka was Kairi Sane, and Kairi Sane is no longer in the WWE. That is literally what this story was building towards. Kairi Sane was the main piece of this story, and we were waiting for Kairi to finally turn on Asuka, and we are never going to get it. And I guess I shouldn't say never because there is always a possibility with WWE, and I'm not necessarily ruling out a Kairi Sane return given the backlash from fans and given what we saw happen with R-Truth. I'm not comparing those two situations because I do think that they are very different. And while I do think that the possibility of Kyrie returning is very, very low, the chances aren't zero. And I am going to end up picking Io Sky to win here. And I'm picking Io to win simply because I don't know what else they could have in store for this feud if they wanted to go a next step with it. If Asuka was going to win, you would probably have to have a rematch at some point. And again, I just don't think we're going to get that without Kairi Sane in the picture. So I think Io Sky needs to win and they need to move her on to something else and maybe not try killing her feud during the middle of it. Next up, let's talk about Danhausen finding a mystery partner to take on The Miz and Kit Wilson. Now, the big question coming into Backlash 2026 is, who is Danhausen's mystery teammate going to be? There have been a handful of names being flown around over social media and stuff like that. I think it comes down to 2 guys here. One name that I've seen pop up a handful of times is John Cena. I don't necessarily see that, but again, possibility isn't zero, I guess. The next one that I think is most likely going to happen is it's going to end up being Jelly Roll. Now, this would be an interesting option, but I think it would kind of make the most sense here. And it's not like Jelly Roll can't go in a match. We've seen him do it before, and we're probably going to see him keep doing it. Because while, yes, he is a celebrity, and I know celebrity involvement in matches has been a hot topic amongst the WWE universe, Jelly Roll has proven that he has taken the time to get better in the ring. So I'm okay with it possibly being Jelly Roll here. And I just think this match is going to be fun and funny and goofy and everything that you would want to see from a professional wrestling match where you have some really good talent. Obviously, The Miz is very, very good. Kit Wilson is very good. Danhausen is pretty good. Obviously, they're not the Shawn Michaels of the world, where you could give them a broomstick and they'd put on a 5-star match, but it still should be a entertaining, fun match. And obviously, I think the winner is pretty simple here. I think it's going to end up being Danhausen and whoever his mystery partner ends up being, whether it be Jelly Roll or John Cena for some reason, or whoever it may be. I think Danhausen and his teammate is going to win. Next up, let's talk about Trick Williams taking on Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. But first, a moment of silence for the Gingerbread Man. Thank you very much. Sami Zayn, seriously, you should be behind bars for that heinous crime against the Gingerbread Man. Just terrible, terrible stuff that we saw on SmackDown from Sami Zayn. Jokes aside, this feud has been really, really fun. I have really, really enjoyed this feud, even on the road to WrestleMania. Even at WrestleMania, I thought their match was very good, and this match should be very, very good as well. Now, as for who I think wins, I'm going to end up sticking with Trick Williams here. I think Trick is just way too hot right now, and I think he's continuing to get even more popular, and I think having him lose the title would be a bad move right now. Because Trick Williams can win this match, retain the United States Championship, and go on to do other incredible things with the amount of talent that is in the US title division. As for Sami Zayn, let's be honest here. I think the writing has been on the wall for quite some time. I think Sami Zayn is inevitably going to go after Cody Rhodes. We have seen Sami and Cody have several backstage segments. We've had Cody kind of name dropping Sami Zayn during his promos, so I think the writing has been on the wall that it is going to end up being Cody versus Sami somewhere down the line. As for when or where, I have no idea because it seems like Cody Rhodes is going to be busy for a little bit at least with Gunther. So again, I have Trick Williams winning, and I think he can just go on and do whatever he wants with the US title. I don't necessarily want to see another open challenge. I feel like that's starting to become kind of a WWE thing now where if they don't have a story for someone, they give them an open challenge. I hope that we don't get that, and I hope that we just continue to get these amazing matches with Trick Williams and the likes of Carmelo Hayes, Ilya Dragunov, whoever they want to throw in this division, they can do it. Moving on to Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker, the match that we were supposed to get, supposedly at least, at WrestleMania, ended up not working out that way because of injuries, and just super unfortunate injuries in that. This feud has been fun, really, really fun. And I love how we really haven't gotten any promos between the two. We haven't really gotten a back and forth between the two. They've just been brawling, and I love that. We knew the story between Seth and Braun. We didn't need a lot of these promos, a lot of these back and forth segments. We just wanted to see them brawl because, again, we know the story. We knew the story that we were going to get on the road to WrestleMania. So I like that they didn't really waste a lot of time with this and they just jumped straight in to them brawling on an almost weekly basis. Now, as for who I think wins, I'm going to end up going with Braun Breaker because I feel like Braun needs the win more. Obviously, with Seth Rollins, a loss doesn't hurt him at all. With Braun Breaker, on the other hand, I feel like he needs this win more. Because let's call a spade a spade. Braun Breaker, who was at one point in time seen as the future of the WWE, has kind of been taken over by the likes of Obafemi, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams. And while I do still think that Braun Breaker is going to be one of those cornerstones for the future of WWE, they need to start rebuilding him up because they were doing such a good job with it. And then he joined the Vision, and they were still doing some good work with it, and then it all just kind of fell apart when Seth Rollins first got injured. So I just feel like that Braun has lost a lot of that hype that he did have when he first made the jump to the main roster, and I think a win over Seth Rollins would do wonders in trying to build Braun Breaker back up into being one of those future cornerstones. And then the match that will most likely main event, Jacob Fatu taking on Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm excited for this match. I think that their feud has been pretty good so far, and I think Jacob has looked really, really good in it. Jacob's promos have been getting better and better, and I think that they are on full display in this feud with Roman Reigns. Again, we most likely know what we're going to be getting out of Roman Reigns from now on, and it's most of the time good. And it has been pretty good here, but I think Jacob Fatu has hit a different level in this feud. Now, when I take a look at who I think is going to win this match, I kind of at a crossroads with it because it either feels like they are going to have Jacob win and build Jacob up even more, or they're going to have Roman win and make him look stronger because of how good Jacob has looked throughout the course of this feud. I am going to end up picking Roman Reigns to win this match, and whether it is for that reason or not, I feel like that there is still a lot of story left to tell with whatever they've got going on with Roman, Jimmy, Jay, the bloodline, all that. So because I am so curious to see what's next for that story, I'm going to end up picking Roman here. So I think the way that they have built Jacob up has made him look like this scary, almost unbeatable dude just for Roman to come in and get the win, and making Roman look even that more dominant like he did in his first run as the tribal chief. So those are my predictions for Backlash 2026, and this is where I want to hear from you guys. Let me know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are on Backlash 2026. And also let me know who you think is going to win, who you think is going to lose. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And while you're down there, swing by the description and click the Linktree link. That is the only link in the description for a reason. That is because it will take you to all of the social media platforms for this channel. I do strongly suggest going and checking out our X page. Besides YouTube, I am most active over on X. We do updates for Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and the PLEs. I will say that there will not be updates for either SmackDown or Backlash coming up this weekend. Fortunately, it's just a busy weekend for me, so I am unable to watch Backlash live, but I will obviously watch it back in its entirety. And we are also over on Instagram and TikTok. Over there, you can expect clips from these videos, and it's just another place for me to post when I do upload a video on here to YouTube. So if you do enjoy these videos and you're looking for some extra content, again, Linktree link in the description. It'll take you to wherever you want to go. So with all that said and done, that is going to do it for this video here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Again, both are free. Both really help out the channel a lot. And of course, if you have made it to this point of the video, I want to say thank you very, very much for taking the time out of your busy day to watch these videos here, because it genuinely does mean the world to me. And as always, stay tuned for more WWE content coming in the future. We'll see you next time.